Welcome to Marketing Mondays. Today, we're going to talk about how to get more revenue using 80-20 marketing. So I'm going to share with you a few things, and when I talk about the 80-20 marketing rule, I'm specifically talking about the Pareto law, right? So the lesson on Pareto is that what he found out, Pareto Wilfred, I'm talking about him, right? What he found out is in roughly many outcomes in economic sectors, in even organic sectors, roughly of 80% of consequences comes from the 20% of the cost. So what he observed is the 80% of wealth in a given country comes from 20% of people who are in that country. So in many other things, in many other niches, in many other subjects, this can also be true, right? Where 20% of effort brings 80% of the consequences. So we are specifically talking about the 20-80 rule or the 80-20 rule. Now keep in mind that this percentage is not often very accurate. Sometimes it's about 10%, 90%, 15%, 85% and more. But it's always usually around this range where we have 20% of work that brings in 80% of the results, right? So when we relate that back to marketing, then we're going to look for this silver bullet in marketing, right? Where we have 20% of our marketing activities fueling 80% of our revenue, all right? So I'd like you to think about your current marketing activities. What do you currently do within the company you work at or within your own business, okay? So in marketing, there's a lot of things we can do. There's a lot of activities from events, partnerships, JVs, live videos, doing Facebook Live, doing content marketing, doing SEO, which it takes a lot of time, prioritizing Facebook ads, social media posting, and a lot of things. So typically when someone picks up digital marketing, they'll be learning all of these skill sets, all of these strategies. And next comes the dilemma, right? Do we apply all of these things or which one do we apply? Now, if you take the 20-80 rule and apply this towards our marketing activities, then what I will ask you to do is to look at which ones are actually working, which marketing strategies and which marketing tactics, if you call it, is actually working and giving you the results you want. And you'll find that you have this familiar 20% within the company or within the organization that you work for. For example, if you take lead, what we do, we teach courses, right? And the marketing strategies or platforms that work for us are webinars, Facebook ads, and also a lot of email marketing, right? Yes, we still do things like content marketing, SEO, influencer marketing, video interviews, Facebook Lives like this and more, but those are our exploratory marketing strategies. So our base is always usually the 20%, which is webinars, Facebook ads, and also email marketing. Now, for you might find that you have different platforms or different strategies working for your business. So your 20% might look something different, totally different from what I have here in fact. So it's your job as a marketer to find out that 20% which is contributing towards 80% of the results. So what we are essentially doing is to move from the left to the right, where you are spending 80% of the effort getting 20% of results into spending 20% of effort and getting 80% results. All right? Now, I know I talk about increasing revenue using the 20-80 rule, so I'm going to talk a bit about the billionaire mindset, right? So how do billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and all these people, all these very rich people, how do they think? So to answer that question, we should ask ourselves one quick question, right? What is Jeff Bezos' most valuable asset? Right? And you might say there's a lot of different things he owns. His valuable asset is Amazon, for example, right? But if you really look into his most valuable asset, or really, what is the most valuable asset of a lot of really rich people? And you find out that their most valuable asset is normally time, right? It's always time that is most valuable to actually any individuals out there. So then we move into asking this question, is he constantly doing low-level activities? So what is some low-level activities that a lot of business owners and marketers tend to do? Now, some examples include things like checking emails, posting on social media, doing Facebook Live, checking stats, creating proposals, worst of all, creating name cards or even building websites. So these are all low-level activities. Now, does someone like Jeff Bezos actually do stuff like this? Or does he outsource it to someone to handle all these things for him while he works on the bigger things in his business, right? So a lot of business, like I mentioned earlier, do all these little things here, doing admin work, running webinars, watching content, and basically these are a lot what we call low-level activities that does not generate revenue for a business. Okay, so if you take the 20-80 rule into this, now what is our 20 and what is our 80% of results? So from here, which are your top 20% revenue producing activities that will give you the 80% of revenue? So there's a lot of things that you do, there's a lot of activities that you might do in your business, but then identify that 20% of revenue producing activities and focus on them, right? So one of the ways to value yourself and to find out what to outsource, what to delegate to people is to start by auditing your hourly worth. Okay, so here I have a quick example. I'm going to run through a very quick scenario and hopefully this will help you think about how much you are worth per hour. So let's just say you work or I work 50 hours a week, okay? And you make maybe 5,000 ringgit per week. So if you take this into equation and do the math, right? Your hourly worth would be 5,000 ringgit divided by 50 hours, which will give you, right, 100 per hour. So let's just say this is your rate. So you know that you are worth 100 ringgit per hour. Now, if we finally know what is our hourly worth, then we look back into how or what kind of items or what kind of activities should we outsource to people. So let's just say you're 100 ringgit per hour, you're worth that much, right? Now, do you think you should hire an admin for 20 ringgit per hour? Of course, right? Because if you don't, and if you do that admin work yourself, then you're essentially losing 80 ringgit per hour based off opportunity loss, because you can use that time to do and focus on the revenue producing activities instead, right? So this is how we use the 80-20 rule into looking at our marketing activities and to optimize what we focus on and what we do rather than turning it the other way around. All right, so quick one today, let me just recap what we talked about. First of all, to get more revenue with your marketing, with your business, first of all, we want to list out your business and marketing activities. What is it that you do in your business? Then we conduct an 80-20 or 20-80 rule analysis where we look at the 20% of events or activities that brings us the 80% of results. Then number 3, we look at delegating, outsourcing or automating that 80% time consuming activity. So what is it that is taking a lot of your time but not giving you the revenue that you want? So we are talking specifically about the 80% of time consuming activities which are not revenue generating, but it's still important within your business. Then once you have delegated it and once you have outsourced it, we move into investing time and putting more effort into the 20% of revenue producing activities. So what do you think about the 20-80 rule or the 80-20 rule? Let me know in the comment section below and let me know. I'd love to hear how you'll be implementing this in your business. Now, before I go, if you like to actually 80-20 your headlines as well. In marketing, headlines are one of the most important things. For example, you could have a very good piece of content or a very good piece of website landing page, but if your headlines are not optimized, right, then it wouldn't even have worked anyway. So one of the things that we do in marketing is we focus so much on headlines. And if you look at most of contents, advertisements out there, it's always the 80% of effort always goes into the headline. Now, if you like to actually hack the headline, we have a guide called the Headline Kit, which would be really interesting for you to take a look at. And I think the headlines inside the kit would really help you in your business as you're creating content, emails, and also ads. I'll leave the link down in the comment section below, the descriptions below, and hope you check it out. So I'll see you in the next video. Let me know how you're going to use the 80-20 rule for your business. See you then.